Blah. Hi guys, and this is my channel, Mummy Life and I, and this is a video on all things you need for your baby that you wouldn't usually think of. So it won't be things like bouncers, play mats, bottles, and it'll be all the things you will need but you won't know you need until you stress about it. Right, so the first thing that you need is coffee and tea bags. You don't understand the amount of visitors that will come to you in the first month or so to visit the baby, to see the baby, and they all want a cup of tea. So if you don't have enough of these in, they won't be visiting. Right, so this is a memory box of all different things. So when you're in the hospital, you don't think, but there'll be a tag on their little cot when they're in there. They'll have their tags around their wrists, you'll have your straps that are around your tummy, and these are all things that are really, really nice to keep. So let's have a dive into my memory box for Oscar. So one of the first things we brought was this baby record book, and it's just something that we can keep all of his memories in, really. So let's have a look. So from the start we've put in different things about mummy and daddy and who we are and how we met and everything, and our journey through pregnancy, and there's all different things. So he was born around Christmas, so we had his first Christmas filled out quite soon, and there's all different bits, and there's bits we haven't even filled out yet. So this is just a nice reminder of his first year, and we're only halfway through it and it's nearly full already. I bought this one from Next, and I can't remember how much it was, but I think it was around £10. But you can get them cheap and you can get them more expensive, it just depends what your budget is. And this memory box, I forgot to say, was from TKMaxx. It's for £9.99, but we didn't have to pay for this because luckily Oscar's godparents paid for it and they gave it to us with lots of lovely prezzies in. But there's all different gifts, as you can see in here. We keep all his little vests from Easter and everything, and as I said earlier, I kept all the straps and all different memories that were in there. I even kept his umbilical cord peg, so we've got all his memories wrapped up in there. Right, so the next thing that you wouldn't think of is for yourself. So after birth, your body is still in pain, you're really tired, especially I was really tired because I was having an induction for 5 days, I think it was, and I didn't really sleep and my partner didn't really sleep, but we obviously had to be awake because the baby was awake. But you don't want to walk around barefoot, or you can't even be bothered to put socks on, so easy slip-on slippers are the best things yet. These particular ones are from Next, and I bought them from my partner's mum for Christmas. I don't know how much they were, but these are really comfy and they can slip on. You don't want ones that you have to pull on like boots or anything. You just got slip-on ones that are really helpful in hospital and out of hospital. Next is something that all mothers and all videos will tell you need, but I can't stress enough how much these come in handy, and you always need one on hand, whether it's on your shoulder, under the coffee table, one in your nappy bag, just everywhere dotted around the house, and they are muslins. So you can get muslins from anywhere. You can get cheap ones, you can get really expensive ones, but these particular ones, I got these ones from Tesco. They're in a 3-pack and they were for £5, and these ones were from Aldi and they were, I think they were £3.99. So you can get cheap ones and you can get really, really nice made ones, but if you're on a budget, these ones work just as well and they're really, really good value. This next item is something that might be just for Oscar, but I'm just going to say it anyway just in case it helps any of you. It was something that I picked up from Primark, and it's just really helped us to help him nap. Like, he knows that this is his signal to help him nap, because he will fight tiredness, he will not go to sleep and he'll just scream it out even though he is tired. And that thing is just a fleecy, nice feely blanket. I got this from, as I said, Primark, but in the home section they're £4.99. We've got a couple of them, and this one in particular lays on our bed so that we can just grab it whenever we need it. We obviously don't fold it up like this, otherwise he'll overheat, but it's just something nice for him to touch, and it'll send him to sleep, and when he goes to sleep we take it off him so he doesn't overheat. You can also see how big it is, so it is really big, so it can be used in your house. I can't even show you. So it is really big and it can be used in your house, so if you wanted one for your house, they're really good. They've also got different patterns, so we got one from Oscar's godparents that triggered this actually, and it was a Bambi pattern, so it's Thumper from Bambi. They've all got plain ones, they've got this one, we've got lots of different ones. I've added this next item into the video just because I've seen loads of people in my life go out and buy the most expensive one of them, and you don't have to, you just need one that suits your needs and what you need it for. So I got our, let me get it, ooh, our nappy bag is from Groupon. So it's just a handy rucksack, you can wear it on your back, and there's all different sections. So in the main section, I don't know if you can see, there's all different areas. So there's back pocket, which I put in for myself some nappy bags, and also some sanitary towels just to start with, and breast pads actually if you are leaking a lot. And there's a space for nappies, there's also space for anti-bac gel, I've got some nappy cream, and just put everything in there so the bottles and everything can fit in there. But there's also a section on the side which I put a blanket in, and there's another section on the side with a gap so you can put wipes in and pull them out easy. And in the front pocket, this is specifically for bottles, so you can do it how you like. But I've kept some breast pads in here. The bottles that Oscar uses now are too big, so they don't fit in here. And there's also a pouch where you can keep the powder pot or little powder pots, which will really come in handy. And I've just noticed that these are on here. These are my next item actually. These are really, really good for teething. They're just a pack of, I can't remember how many, 28 links I think there is in the pack, and I got it from Tesco's for about £4. And these are the ones we found. They've got like different ridges on it, if you can see. This one's got bumpy and this one's a bit wavy, but they're all different textures, so Oscar can chew on them and find the right place to help him through his teething at the moment. So we just hang them on there, and he's got some on his cot and there's some downstairs, so we've always got access to them at all times. Next on the list is a water bottle. So this links with breastfeeding. So when you're breastfeeding, apparently, I haven't gone through it myself, but I've seen other people go through it, and I've seen on other YouTube videos they've said this a lot. So have a water bottle on hand when you are breastfeeding, because it just makes you really, really thirsty. And also I am a culprit for not drinking a lot on a normal day, and obviously when I'm looking after a baby I forget about myself. And you need to keep hydrated because you get lots and lots of headaches from lots of crying, and obviously if you're dehydrated that'll just make it 100 times worse. So buy a cheap water bottle, buy an expensive water bottle, whatever you like. The bigger the better usually, because it makes you try and drink. So we all know what Calpol is, and this has become a lifesaver for us, especially after his injections and he's got a fever or a temperature, and it brings it down within one dose, so we don't really have to give it quite regularly. Calpol you can buy from any supermarket and pharmacy, but I would highly recommend only getting told by your doctor if you need it. So when I went for injections, the nurse that gave it to me told me that the doctor recommended having Calpol after the injections just to bring down the fever or anything, or any symptoms that come with the injections. Asda do their own brand, so I buy the Asda own brand one. Oscar seems to like it a bit more, so this one is around £2, but Calpol, the cheapest one, is an Aldi, and it's around £2.60, and this is just a deal that you can get in all Aldis I've been in. I've seen it for £2, around £2.60. Another thing that saved our lives through winter when Oscar was getting blocked noses, he was having trouble breathing from the cold, was this Calpol Vapour plug. So Oscar's godparents got us this in the box as one of the prezzies, as their parents found it really helpful for them. So it is just a, let me open it, is just literally a plug-in which you fill in refills in this area here, and it just makes you able to fills the room with, this one's lavender and chamomile, but different menthols, so it can clear the chest instead of putting Vapour rub on the chest. So you can get the Vapour plug for £6 from Boots, and you can get the refill packs, which are in small thinner boxes than this, for around £5, and they've got 5 pouches in it. The pouches, one is open, look a bit like this, so they've got different refills in, and you can get them for cheap too. Right, so for this one, Oscar's going to help us. He's just woken up, and it is for this little thing here. He loves his dummy. This thing helps us with his teething. I don't know why, but he doesn't like teethers very much. He likes the links, but he doesn't like teethers. So this dummy helps us through his teething. And we also have a dummy clip, and he loves to munch on this. So we made sure that he can munch on it, but he loves to munch on it. So this is the teething clip. It's just got a variety of colours on it. As you can see, he loves it. And it's got a loop, so you can loop it through on the dummy, on the handle, and they can just clip it on with a nice, easy push the button clip, one-handed, look at that. And we just clip it onto him, and it's there all the time. He loves to grab it, he loves to munch on it, and all these little beads, I don't know if you can see, are lovely teething beads. We got this one specifically off Etsy. You can get them for $1.99, you can get them for $20.99, but there's ones where you can choose what pattern of colours, what beads you want, or there's ones that are basic like this. I just got a generic one so that we can use it again if need be, after obviously it's been sterilised. But, Bubba, I'm going to go and put him back to bed because he is still tired. But say goodbye to everybody. Go on. There you go, got a little smirk there. Come on then. Oh. The first 2 nights were horrendous for me and Mark, and we were trying to figure out what we needed to do for him instead of trying to strategically find out. Well, we've done that just recently, so the next thing is the bottle, for example. But we also found out through my mum, thank you mum, that babies can get really, really bad wind, and you need to provide drops for them to support their wind. It's called Colic, and Oscar suffered really, really badly with this in the first few weeks. These drops were fabulous. These are the DETINOX Colic drops. Excuse the box, you can see we use it a lot. DETINOX infant colic drops. It helps him to bring up the wind or bring out the wind, so either way, but at least it's out of his tummy. So in here you get the box of medicine, and it's a whitish colour, and you also get the syringe, so don't worry about the syringe. And for up to 3 months, let me check, for up to 3 months, no, all the time, they only need 2.5 millilitres, and you're not allowed to give more than 6 doses a day. Oh, I need to lift this item. Right, so this next item, saw it there, didn't you? The next item is something for you. You will struggle to make meals because you'll solely be focused on the baby. Luckily for me, I lived with my parents to start with, so they made meals, but now I find it much more difficult to make time for meals. So luckily, one of Mark's mum's friends bought us a slow cooker. You don't have to have this brand, it just makes their life a whole lot easier. You can prep it in the morning when he's still sleeping or when they have a nap, and then you can let it cook throughout the day on a low, so it can be longer cook, or you can cook it on a high and warm it up later. So it's just an easy thing to make sure that you're having food, you're having your 3 meals a day, and you're having one that is very healthy for yourself. Oscar's suffering really badly at the moment with his teeth, so we had to find something that worked for him. We started with Bonjela, but we think it started to numb his teeth a bit too much, that he was not interacting with us and not cooing anymore. So we went on to our DETINOX teething gel, and it's an infant gum gel. You can get this from Asda for £1.50, and you just rub it on the gums and you can use it every 20 minutes, whereas Bonjela, I think you can use it once every 3 hours, and when it gets really bad you just want to use something that can help them. And also these have become a lifesaver. My mum recommended these to us, so I don't actually know how much these are, but they're the Ashton and Parsons infant powders. So it's for teething pain, it's powder, and you only put half a sachet. Let me just double check. Yeah, for children 3 to 6 months, you put half a sachet on their tongue, and I don't know how they know, but Oscar seems to know that he's meant to rub it on his gums. He rubs it on his gums, and within 5 minutes, all is okay again. So, if it does that for Oscar, give it a try, tell me what you think, but for Oscar, it works. Right, so I don't have the next item with me because it's downstairs actually being used at the moment, but it is a bucket. At the moment, Oscar has really runny poos and they seem to go all up his back, all down his legs and everything. And you don't want to get rid of the clothes because you bought them, people bought them for you. You want to save them for your next baby, for example. So it's some place that you can put them all in with a bit of powder, and you can get the stains out before you put them in the washing machine. So it's something that's really essential, something we use literally every day, and I really recommend getting one because it just helps us, and it's just stored away. It doesn't smell or anything, but it's just stored away. To go with the bucket, as I said, you need some sort of powder, so it's a stain remover. We've got the Tesco Oxy powder stain remover. You can get the colour version or you can get the white version. You can buy this, I don't know how much you can buy this for, but I'm assuming it's quite cheap in Tesco's because it's something you really need if you want to save your clothes. I feel like I'm doing a Vanish advert. Basically it comes with a scoop. Oh, it smells nice. Comes with a scoop. You scoop one on it. What I do is tip it on it, wet the clothes, give it a rub with the bottom side of this, a bit like that, and then put it in the bucket with an extra scoop of this, and then you can leave it to soak and the stain should remove. You can obviously get different ones. You can get Asda own, you can get Tesco own, you can get which one you want. So I highly recommend this to help you save money for later on. My next item is something that my mum found before I gave birth, and it's something that to help you with the washing. So you're meant to wash baby clothes in non-bio gel, non-bio powder, anything non-bio so it doesn't irritate the skin. You're meant to do this before they're born, so pre-wash all your clothes and continue to do this. So that was more expensive for my mum because I lived at home, so she found it's called, you can see it's well used, it's called the Eco Egg, and it's a little egg that contains little balls. I don't know if you can see in there. It contains little balls so that it can wash the clothes. These are eco-friendly balls that leave your laundry fresh and clean, and it's something that's really helpful for when you are washing baby clothes. It's instead of a chemical detergent, anything like that. And the good thing about these last for ages. So these balls have been in here for 3 months, I think, and they keep giving fresh clothes. But as you can see on it, it says it's for 720 washes. So if you do 1 wash a week, that's 720 weeks. So you can imagine how long that lasts if there's 52 weeks in a year. So it might be of a bit of expense to start with, but by the time you start adding all your non-bio gel and non-bio powder that you've added and bought every month, you'll end up saving money. So you can buy this from the Eco Egg company for $24.99 for the 720 washes, and you can get ones that are 210 washes that are cheaper as well. But these are fabulous. These are really handy, and they also, I've just noticed, ooh, they're falling out the front, come with little refill packs. And the last thing I have on my list, it is quite a materialistic thing, but it's something that Oscar loves. We found out in the hospital that he loves lights. He'll stare at lights. He loves anything to do with lights and colour, and he will still stare at this to this day. Obviously we have it away from his eyes so it doesn't hurt his eyes, but it's something that really helps him to calm down, before he goes to sleep, and it is this light projector. I don't know if you can see, there's moons and stars and everything on it. This one particularly is from Asda for £10, and you can get all different ones, but I just wanted a quick cheap one so we could run to Asda, go and get it, and Oscar could have a calm moment. But if I turn it on, it's battery powered, you can't really see, or you can. So the lights change colour and it projects onto the ceiling, or it projects onto a cloth or something, and it changes colour, and it can help him calm, and it'll focus on this instead of thinking of what he was thinking about. I just like it. So that's the end of the video. Please comment below if you've got any other ideas so we can add them to the list. I'll add all these items into the description below and where I got them from. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.